You voted, and here, well, not so much. When starting the project, Oogie Boogie and Harlequin Demon were neck and neck. But worry not, an Oogie look is in the works. We're gonna get into the fabrication. Cut some EVA foam dowels down and taper one of the ends. Put some armature wire through the top and cover it with some white foam clay. Did this in 2 layers. The first is just to cover the wire and let that dry. Create the headpiece with layers of latex. Then some paper towels and latex to build it up. Put more clay on the dowels and shape them better. Put each one in position with hot glue. This is not going to hold as it is. So then took some thickened Pros-Aide and added it to the base of each piece. Smooth it out with some water, now let that dry. Applied floured thickened latex over the whole head to build it up and smooth it all with water. Once dry, mix some orange acrylic and some Pros-Aide and painted the tentacles. Add some black acrylic and Pros-Aide mixture to the rest of the head. Painted in the stripes. This is going to take a couple coats to get it fully opaque. For the upper part of the mouth, got a balloon to about the rough estimate to fit around my head. Paper mache the widest area. Pop the balloon, slice down the back, and set aside. The lower jaw is larger. Used a metal bowl, wrapped it in plastic wrap for easier removal. Couple layers of paper mache, then use some pulp to reinforce. Once dry, carefully slice down the back and remove. Okay, so both pieces are way too big. Trim them down so you'll have space to move the mouth. That's much better. Paint the inside of the lower jaw with a pink acrylic. Outside did a gray color, pre-made a bunch of teeth out of foam clay and hot glue them into place on both the top and bottom jaw. For the body, used a hoop skirt. Tie it up at the neck and cut out the armholes. Used a fleece material for the orange and green. Hot glued the strips and alternating the colors. For the arms, got black fun fur, measured the top of the shoulder to the wrist, and added a couple inches for safety. Marked the wrist circumference, added about 2 inches so that it would be a loose fit. Roughed out a basic sleeve shape. Checked it by wrapping around my arms, and found I needed to extend the width for a looser fit. Double check, then cut it out. Make sure you pay attention to the direction of the fur before you cut out the sleeves. And use that as a template to cut out the second one. We're going to seal the seam, leaving both ends open. Chose to do this with hot glue. Also flipped it inside out to make sure that the area was fully attached. Attached the sleeves to the hoop skirt using hot glue. Ended up throwing a few hand stitches around it just to make sure it wouldn't attach. For the little white pieces on the arms, used these paper treat sticks. Cut them in half, add a dollop of hot glue at the base of the fur, take the stick and lightly twist it into place. For the hands, roughed out a template and machine sewed it with the same green fabric as the body. Since these are way longer than my fingers, stuff the ends with some polyfill. Now the costume and the pieces are done, time for the makeup. Glue down your eyebrows, pop on the headpiece. Use Telesis F Adhesive to glue the edges, and trimmed any weird thick bits. Stipple little latex along the top. Use Mehron Paradise paint in black to block out the lower part of my face. Doing this now so we don't have to paint around the teeth. Everything is all covered. Take some paper tape and put a piece on either side and put in place. Tape along the whole edge. Stippled latex over the paper and more over the top edge. Then moved on to some Cavasil thickened Pros-Aide to really smooth everything and blending it with water. Once dried, powdered with Skin Illustrator Zero Color Powder. Paint everything with the Mehron Black. Now, the headpiece looks a little dull from the powder residue. Take Skin Illustrator Zero Marble Sealer and heavily spray everything to get that rich color back. Sclera's in and finish around the eyes with AVD Super Pomade and Graphite. Take Mehron Paradise Paint and Storm Cloud and paint the detail around the top and bottom of the eye. Oogie Boogie is next for this Nightmare Before Christmas series. So see you again soon.